Welcome fellow gamer, my name is Dune Mountain, and in today's video we are going to explore the history behind this new game that took the gaming community by storm. A game that is beating records after records, and yes, I'm talking about Helldivers 2. This game is one of the most played games at the moment. It has an amazing gameplay, co-op mode, a huge arsenal at your disposal, and a fair amount of planets, enemies and missions to explore. And understanding the lore of this great game, it really makes you look at this game in a different but better way. You can be fighting for a managed democracy called Super Herd, but after this video you will know why you are fighting for. So strap your seatbelt, because you are going to embark in this special space odyssey right now. So let's start from the beginning. Before the era of the Helldivers, Super Herd was politically unstable. The paradox of too much choices paralyzed the decision-making of their citizens. But Super Herd government decided to improve upon the old concept of democracy. So they decided that the citizens of the Federation of Super Herd start using automated voting software. They answer a few questions on the galactic wide web, and the computer votes for them based on the answers of their citizens. The Galactic Wide Web is a network of interlinked communication devices that transmit data using quantum communication. Very elementary stuff. According to the ship's CEO, this removes the uncertainty that existed in the old system, where voters didn't understand fully what they were voting for, giving us managed democracy. The political climate under Super Herd command. It is made very clear at several points in the game itself and in some of its DLC's descriptions that the government of Super Herd has a history of brutally oppressing dissidents. The Super Herd broadcast screen states that it is illegal to express oneself openly about the federation or government of Super Herd in a negative manner, and serious cases may result in arrest or termination. One of the privates on the ship's bridge mentioned that their neighbor apparently pressed charges on their son for not honoring the Super Earth flag, implying that is considered a crime serious enough to warrant turning in one's own close family members. The ship's CEO states that all communications over the Galactic Wide Web are continuously monitored by Super Earth in search of alien sympathizers. Anyone affiliated with the Cyborg Nation are decreed as Cyborg sympathizers. Those who wish for peace talks with the Cyborg are threatened to have them jailed or even executed. Even entire units of Helldivers, arguably among the most loyal citizens of Super Herd, have been known to be summarily executed for supposedly being alien sympathizers. So at the end, the citizens of Super Herd live in a managed democracy, where some liberties are granted, but the Federation has all powers and control over all their citizens. And because the Federation has all this power, they can and do create false propaganda against other factions or alien life forms, until these other forms of life became enemies of the Super Earth Federation. And that brings us to the enemies of the Super Herd chapter. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is inhabited by more species than was previously believed, and it turns out most of them are, in one way or another, hostile in the eyes of the Super Herd. The Super Earth military is fighting to keep back the tide of enemies that besiege Super Earth from all fronts. The elite Helldivers go both beyond the front and behind their own lines to support their troops. The game consists of an endless series of wars against three factions: the Bugs, Cyborgs and the Illuminate. As soon as one war is won or lost, another one immediately starts. So let's talk about and explain the origin of these three enemy factions. First, the Cyborg secessionists. Super Earth's usual case for war against the Cyborg Nation, it began when the cybernetically augmented human, in an act of terrorism, detonates explosives in the center of District 48 of Super Herd, killing 8 citizens. Those who doubt the official story run the risk of being labeled Cyborg sympathizers. Note that the initial explosion may have killed thousands, but that very war with the cyborgs in the game's Galactic campaign is caused by a much smaller scale terrorist attack. Cyberstan, the cyborg nation's homeworld, is a barren snow-covered wasteland on the galactic fringe. Whenever it is conquered by Super-Earth, the cyborgs are then democratized by force, coerced into the voting booths by the threat of losing their civil rights. Super-Earth Army Tactical Command invariably stations troops on the planet for a period of 5 years to keep the peace and run government positions. After each period, the cyborg's culture is supposed to have transitioned to a fully democratic one by Super-Earth standards. Meanwhile, the Super-Earth Construction Company, a government contractor, takes over the massive forges and industrial complexes of Cyberstan. Eventually and inevitably, another bombing starts this whole cycle anew. Cyborgs are often depicted by Super-Earth government as socialists. They are not helping their case with their choice of logo, a red star, constantly shouting battle cries and muttering to themselves in a variety of languages. Cyborg troops gleefully deride the Helldivers and Super-Earth as, among other things, Plutarch scum. Next, you have the bugs. Are they a problem or a solution? The Federation has decided that the bugs threat is becoming too great. Senator John Killjoy declared the bugs have been a plague in this galaxy for far too long. They must now be eradicated before they spread to other worlds. The bugs are a sentient extraterrestrial species. They are form reminiscent of very large Earth insects, arachnids, or crustaceans. As far as the scientists of Super-Earth know, their homeworld is Kepler Prime, a desert planet on the eastern fringe of the galaxy. Bugs are known to generate vast quantities of oil during decomposition, similar of how Earth's pre-human lifeforms provided us with the fossil fuel sources. During the announcement of each new war against the bugs, mention is made of lost oil pumps that Helldivers Core is to reactivate. These oil pumps, each as shown in the game's intro, prominently feature a Helldiver skull emblem over the oil drop, are also found in Kepler Prime. The implications of these are that the Helldiver's core is responsible for at least part of the resource scattering process, and that they have been on Kepler Prime before, possibly triggering the bug's attack to Super-Earth. Super-Earth propaganda depicts the bugs as the threat that will infest the entire galaxy, if not suppressed. However, when the war against the bugs is won, the tune is quickly changed. Suddenly, the bugs are rare, valuable species that is a potentially unlimited supply of fossil fuel resources for the Super-Earth, and eliminating them just wouldn't be right from a moral perspective. Following this, a certain scientist called Dr. Unk then works on a way to safely breed the bugs in a controlled manner. As there is always a new war after the current one, and a new one after that, and so on, we can infer that this safe breeding of bugs tends not to work out too well. And next we have the Illuminate, an ancient and technological advanced alien race. The Illuminate, or Squid as they call themselves, are an advanced extragalactic race which for millennia has had settlements in the south quadrant of the galaxy. If Super-Earth propaganda is to be believed, the alien consider themselves enlightened beings, hence the name. But why would they call themselves Squid? Then, originating from the ocean, the Illuminati species makes use of bioelectronics and nano-powered devices. According to the ship's science officer, they still sting slightly when touched because of their vestigial electrolyte glands. The Illuminate went down to the path of electricity in the same way we did from rocks to bullets. The blue-skin species was first encountered in the late 21st century. When the Illuminate recon craft were frequently sighted, these sightings were dismissed as folklore back then, but after a time the Illuminate came forward with the peace offering. This was declined by the government of Super-Earth, when it was found out that the mollusks-like aliens had a large quantities of world-destroying devices, nicknamed Obliterator Bombs, by Super-Earth. This was deemed sufficient for a preemptive strike aimed to removing their presence from the galaxy and obtaining their highly advanced technology. After successfully defending against the region capital assault from the Illuminate, the ship's admiral reminds the players that there is solid evidence that the Illuminate were planning to use the planet-destroying device. However, the lost region capitals can be recaptured from the Illuminate. Considering that Super Earth is destroyed and then moved to a new planet whenever the war is lost, the capitals could indeed have been destroyed and a new one with the same name set up. It could also simply mean that the Illuminate are not as willing to use their weapons of planetary destruction as the citizens of Super Earth are led to believe. Super Earth deals with those who take the more tolerant stance towards the squid, describing the aliens as ancient and wise by means of public executions. The helldivers are sent in to disarm or preferably capture any WMDs and other potential useful technologies that eclipse what Super Earth at its disposal. These likely include the SH-20 shield generator pack and weaponized arc technology used in the AC-3 arc thrower and AC-5 arc shotgun. Upon their defeat, Super Earth forces the Illuminate to sign a treaty which disallows them from creating an armored force branch and requires them to turn over all their weapons technology to Super Earth. In a last note, according to Dr. Unk, the amount of technology we are going to receive will accelerate our technology tenfold and allow us to create peacekeeping devices that have the power to destroy entire planets. And with this final note, we reach the end of the video. But before you go, I would like to ask you what you would like to see in my next video on Helldivers 2. How to kill quickly a bug and their weak points, or how to kill quickly the cyborgs and their weak points. Please tell me your choice in the comment section. And I hope that you have liked this video, and if so, please consider to leave a like or dislike that I and this channel really appreciate. And if you don't want to miss future content, please consider to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications from future content. And I will see you on my next video, but until then, have a nice day, good gaming, Toon Mountain out.